Okay, all of you keep your pen and pencil down. Nothing to be written. Just concentrate on listening to me. Okay, let us first summarize what we have done yesterday. Okay. So yesterday my aim was to orient you towards would be an army officer. Okay. So how you can be an would be army officer? You have to start thinking like that. Novel पढ़ते हो घर पे जाके, हिस्टोरी पढ़ते हो, न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ते हो, pick up some novel. Okay. And oriented to war, oriented to any great personalities, and go through that. Go through the 1971 war book. There are many books. Himalayan Blend, 1962 war. There are many novels on that issues. Go through, and once you go, you may not find it interesting, but when you complete 10-15 pages, then you will realize that it's very interesting, and you will become part of that operation. And when you become part of that operation, you will start thinking the way army officers think, how the army officers plan. So if you get involved too much about the politics, keep thinking about Narendra Modi, Yogi Adityanath, Akhilesh Yadav and Kejriwal, so you are going to pick up the good points from them, you are going to emulate them, but your aim is not to become a politician as of now. Your aim is to become an army officer. So you have to take someone as an ideal and study about them. There are so many ideals. Study how all these people, those who have got the Paramveer Chakra, those who have got Saurabh Chakra, Mahavir Chakra. Okay. So once you study about them, you will be thrilled to find out those characters, and you will start thinking. So we have seen some of the great Indian warriors, and they were really great. There is no parallel in the world. Whatever 4-5 people I have mentioned yesterday, there is no parallel in the history at par with these people. But unfortunately, we are not being taught in detail, and it is our responsibility to study in detail. Now, what are the qualities we just brushed aside? Because OLQ and other topics, they are very deep. We are being trained for 3 months, 4 months, and throughout the life we practice this, because controlling 1,000 people, 1,000 person of different background is not an easy task. It's a very, very difficult task, challenging task. So we practice it and imbibe those qualities. A person may be bad character, but definitely he must be having some good characters, good thing in him. Try to take out that. So now today, straightway we are going to go into the SSB portion, how SSB is conducted and how we should perform straightway. But before I will start with PPDT. Now, importance of PPDT. How many of you have heard PPDT? All of you? किसने नहीं सुना, पहली बार सुन रहा है? Okay, what is the full form of PPDT? वो हो गया पेपर? नहीं, जो मैंने दिया था लिखने के लिए, ले आओ, आगे ले आओ. हाँ, ये लाइन हो गई. हाँ, पिक्चर परसेप्शन एंड description test. Okay, what do you understand by perception? Anyone else? What is the meaning of word meaning of perception? Yes. Pardon? Okay, little deep. Go a little deeper. Yes. Anyone else? Okay, ठीक है. Something better? Yes, Madhvi.
To understand what is understood.
Yeah, to understand. Perception is the word derived from perceive. Perceive मतलब to understand. Okay, जो है दिखाई पड़ रहा है उसमें एक तो है ब्लाइंडली देखो. ब्लाइंडली कैसे देखते हैं? मतलब कि इमोशन फ्री, कुछ नहीं, वो फोटो जैसे है उसको फोटो खींच के हमने दे दिया। आप अपनी वेडिंग वाली शादी का पूरा वो ले जाते हो फोटोग्राफर, अरे उसके पास, डेवलपर के पास, वो उसको कैसे देखता है? वो ब्लाइंडली देखता है, प्रिंट निकाला दे दिया आपको, ही इज नॉट बॉदर्ड अबाउट कितना बढ़िया दूल्हा बैठा है, कितना बढ़िया दुल्हन सजी हुई है, क्या है, ही इज नॉट बॉदर्ड अबाउट, ठीक ना। बट आप जब उसको देखते हो तो देयर आर मेनी थिंग्स बिहाइंड दैट पर्टिकुलर सीन, मेनी थिंग्स विच हैज हैपेंड बिफोर दैट, many things which are going to happen after that, everything comes into your brain, eyes, mind. Okay, so that is known as perception. So when you see a scene, any story has three things: background or past, present or future. What is future of the story? Here in the SSB, what action the hero is main character is going to take. Okay, and who's main character? Yourself. You are emulating yourself, means your characteristics are being emulated in that main character. Okay, so first of all, when we say there is a story has to be positive, means most of the times it has to be positive, most of the times, but it's not mandatory that every time it has to be positive. Okay, there may be some negative scenes also. You may go through some emotions, negative emotions in the life, or maybe once in a while, every week you go through, but you must overcome that. What after that negative point? What after that dip in the life? The dip should not remain the same. You must come out of that dip. So any story, your day-to-day life is a story. Day-to-day life is a story. Many children who are going to schools emphasize that you must write a diary at home. Now that is very good thing, diary writing. And even if school doesn't emphasize, many of us do write on our own the diaries. And when you, I am now 63-year-old. Now I have written diary when I was studying in 7th, 8th on my own, and they still preserved. When I go through each and every word 10 times. Till date I might have gone through that diary 1000 times, and every time it gives me different feeling. Okay, so your everyday life is a story. You can write it. Similarly, in military life, as I mentioned yesterday, there is a scene in front of you. You are sitting in a bunker at LOC, line of control. Whatever is happening in front of you, there is a scene. Now you have to interpret, perceive that scene. Scene में क्या है? Characters हैं. They are characters and they are resources. That resources may be against you, your own resources, enemy resources. As far as army is concerned, there are enemy resources. If you have missed, you should not miss anything, neither your resource and definitely not the enemy's resources. You may miss your resources, you will be lost, you can fetch after some time, but if you miss the enemy's resources, it means you are having a blind eye on the enemy's power, his nuisance value. He has opened a LMG bunker. You have not seen, you visualize that this is a kind of a some stone is rotting there, nothing to worry about that. So you lack the basic concept of that war zone environment, study of war zone environment, and then you will not be a good leader. Now I will tell you a story before I proceed. All of you might have heard the surgical strike, where Indian army troops went deep inside the Pakistan and they carried out the operation and they returned safely. Okay, looks simple, but it is not simple. The best trained manpower were selected. They were briefed by only only few people knew that this operation is going to take place. Only few people. And the General Saab who was heading this operation, he tells that only 2.5 people they knew that this operation is going to take place. Who are these 2.5 people? One is Ajit Doval, okay, National Security Advisor. Second was Army Chief, and third was not the full. He said 2.5 people. He was not given the full picture. He was just given that something we have to do, prepare for that. Okay. So 2.5 people only knew that this operation has to be planned. Even the soldiers didn't know. The soldiers who are going to carry out this operation, they didn't know. Okay. To cut short, the minutest detail, when they enter into the enemy territory, each and every point on line of control is guarded by Pakistani soldiers and by Indian soldiers. Your own soldiers, they don't know that you are going inside. They may even fire. So it means they have to be informed at the last moment. There will be some moment, kindly don't fire. They will inform. They will not be informed the story, who is going where, something. Okay, there will be some moment between 7 and 8, don't fire. Now this information should not leak to Pakistan. Otherwise they know that Indian army is not going to fire between 7 to 8 and let us enter inside the India. They can also use this opportunity. So they have to enter stealthily, walk for around 7 to 8 kilometers, 10 kilometers. And it is not only human being. Their worst enemies are dogs. Dogs will bark. So what they will do? In LOC area where there are jungles and mountains, there are lot many leopards, and dogs are very, very afraid, because very stealthily they finish the dog. The dog even doesn't get the hint that leopard has come, and he bounces on him, the dog, and takes away, and the dog is finished. So dogs are much scared of leopards. So what this person has to do? This team of the army men, those who are going for surgical strike, they will apply the urine of the leopard all over the body. Okay. Now this is the very minutest detail. They will apply the urine of the dog, that leopard, and dog's smelling sense is very, very powerful, maybe 100 times more than you. They will smell from 300-400 meters that some leopard is coming, and they will vanish. Then they will apply the mud of that area, because there may be other animals. So the local mud, it should not happen that even leopard may attack you, because how the leopards are animals, these lions, they mark their boundary. They mark their boundary with their urine. And if a leopard smells or a lion smells that, okay, this urine is smelling something different, then where is another leopard coming inside? Okay. So they also apply local mud. So this is the kind of the minutest detail planning which has to be done. You have gone there, you have forgotten to bring something, you have forgotten to bring this, when you will be retreating, there is a one passage, single passage, you can't avoid that. So you have forgotten to get the claymore mine, कि वहाँ पर प्लांट कर दूंगा, कोई आएगा तो उसके ऊपर ब्लास्ट करेगा वो. तो then your planning is not, you are going to fail. Okay, you are in enemy territory, you are only 10, 15, they may be 100, they may be 400, they may be 1000. Okay, so everything was planned, rehearsed again and again, and then executed to the perfection. And what is the time there? 3 hours, 5 hours going there. 5 hours it took for them to go there, because they have to go very stealthily. An operation, how much time? Anyone can guess? What is the time given for operation? 5 minutes. Blast everything. You are not going to select. whom to kill, whom to not to kill. ये बहुत बढ़िया बंदा है यार, इसको छोड़ दो, इसने तो हिंदुस्तान पे अटैक नहीं किया. No, nothing doing. Whoever comes, fire them, blast everything. And how much time they are going to take for returning, वो देना मुझे, जो बोर्ड ना नेम प्लेट वाला. हाँ, ये आपने उल्टा लिख दिया. जानवी सिंह, या जानवी सिंह ना, तो यू हैव टू बी. अरे नहीं यार, हम तो ऐसे देख रहे हैं ना, ये मैंने अपने लिए बनाया ना. चलो ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, रहने दो. हाँ जयशंकर, हाँ क्या टाइम है? हाँ बच्चों को छोड़ दो, वो आशुतोष आ रहे हैं, तब तक तुम रहो वहाँ पर. ओके, ठीक है, छोड़ दो. ठीक है, छोड़ दो. ओके, so that is the kind of the minutest detail. So when you get a picture in PPDT, you have to think how the surgical operation was carried out. If you miss anything, your story is going to change. So what are the resources with you? They are given in that picture. If something is not given in the picture, you can still use them. Okay, so set a background. Whatever the scene has happened, whatever scene is visual, there must be some story how it has happened. That is background. Your character, main character. Now you are male or female, doesn't matter. You can select a character which may be male or female, opposite sex, maybe. There is no harm in that. But most of the time you select a character of your own sex. Okay, most of the time, and in similar age group, until unless the photograph tells you something else. If there are some 55-year-old something people sitting there, definitely you can't say that this person whether looking 55, but okay, I will take it in 25 only. Okay. Second best thing about the PPDT is that pictures are being given very hazy. So it is in your favor, because it leaves you with lot of imagination. If picture is very clear, then there is nothing left for you to imagine. Okay, nothing left for you to imagine. So when you get a hazy picture, you can imagine as per your thought process. Now as an SSB psychologist, I am going to see what is your thought process. Okay, how your character is going to behave, that is your character. What action he is going to take, that is your action, because you are being given only 3 minutes and one after another. So PPDT will help you, PPDT practice will help you in story writing also. What is the difference between PPDT and story writing? Because in screening you have gone through the reasoning test, verbal and non-verbal reasoning test, that is one portion. That is purely individual test, individual intelligence. Then story writing in SSB process is also an individual test, individual psychology. But at the screening process, they want to know little bit of you as a group member. So the group activity and the individual story writing of the main SSB is combined together and put as a PPDT. Okay, so PPDT had part number 1 story writing, part number 2 the group activity, your performance as in a group. Okay, so as far as individual is concerned, you with little reorientation you will be able to perform better. However, I must caution you, as a group activity, your primary aim is to get the task done as a group member. Even it may be at your sacrifice, but job has to be done. Because I sitting at the table top as a GTO or as a psychologist, I am observing who is sacrificing. Who is sacrificing his personal interest for the sake of getting the group task done. So it is not that you are not given the chance by other rowdy people, so you are gone. No, you are not gone. Even if your story is not selected, let us say 3 people have made a group and they say कि we'll select your story and इसको तो निकाल देंगे. उन्होंने select कर लिया अपनी story, आपकी story को ध्यान नहीं दिया. But still you have a chance. Because your story is not going to be, once there is a presentation, group presentation, it's not that your story is being dumped. It has a lot of weightage. It has a lot of weightage. Okay. So, in the screening is having the minimum pass marks also and merit also. Like in the reasoning ability test, you have to have minimum mandatory pass marks. That may be very 30%, 40%. कि मिनिमम 40% आपको करना है, पास मार्क्स है. इससे कम करेगा तो नहीं जाओगे. वो दे में रिड्यूस द ग्रुप साइज. अगर 80 लोग निकल जाते हैं, 20 लोग बचते हैं तो कोई बात नहीं. सो यू हैव टू कम अप टू दैट लेवल. एंड रीजनिंग एबिलिटी में हाउ? बाय प्रैक्टिस. बाय प्रैक्टिस. सो we will take one test verbal and one non-verbal, that's all. But we are not going to train you for the reasoning ability, how to improve your reasoning ability. It is on your own, you can improve that, and practice and practice. In fact, you must practice every day. Every day, 5 to 6 reasoning questions, 10 reasoning questions every day you must practice. And start enjoying that. Because it is not based on any syllabus. ठीक है ना? And everyone is at par. Person who has done graduation with Hindi, English and Sanskrit, he is at par with the person who has done with physics, chemistry, math. Person who scored 50% and passed is at par with person who scored 95% and passed. Okay, everyone is at par. And God has given sabhi ko barabar brain. Okay, so you are going to practice on your own reasoning ability test. We'll have one test just to test you where you stand. And okay, so when a picture appears in front of you in PPDT, it will be for 30 seconds. You will be given 30 seconds to observe. So first of all, don't start noting down immediately. Observe. As if the picture is removed, the image should remain in your brain for quite some time. So observe minutely and make a oral note in your brain. Okay, what are the things you are seeing? And then you start writing. We'll see how you are going to write. Okay, just read it. There is nothing abnormal, everything you understand. They are the sequences. Any doubt you can ask me. Okay, the last point. The plot should have a clear beginning, middle and the end. Okay, that is important. Beginning. The story of tortoise and hare. एक जंगल था, उसमें एक टोटाइज और एक कछुआ और एक खरगोश बहुत गहरे दोस्त थे, दोनों गहरी दोस्ती थी. सो दिस इज व्हाट इज ए बिगिनिंग. यू आर इंट्रोड्यूसिंग द कैरेक्टर्स, यू आर इंट्रोड्यूसिंग द फ्रेंडशिप. व्हाई यू आर इंट्रोड्यूसिंग द फ्रेंडशिप? कि इन स्पाइट ऑफ फ्रेंडशिप देयर इज ए कंपटीशन नाउ गोइंग टू टेक प्लेस. ठीक है ना? सो फर्स्ट यू हैव टू इंट्रोड्यूस द फ्रेंडशिप. डायरेक्टली आप कंपटीशन कर दो कि एक दिन खरगोश निकला और कछुए को ललकार दिया जंगल में, तो नहीं बनेगा, स्टोरी अच्छी नहीं बनेगी. ओके, सो यू हैव टू डेवलप ए प्लॉट. चेतन भगत की स्टोरी क्यों पसंद है, सभी पिक्चरों पे क्यों बन गई? क्योंकि ही डेवलप्स ए गुड ब्यूटीफुल प्लॉट. अदरवाइज उसके एंड इंग्लिश इज आल्सो गुड नॉर्मल. सो एवरीवन ट्राइज टू रिलेट किया. ये तो हमारे साथ भी होता है, हमारे साथ होता है हर चीज़ों में. ठीक है ना? सो क्लियर बिगिनिंग, मिडिल एंड द एंड. एंड क्या है कछुए और खरगोश में? कि कछुआ जीत गया. तो व्हाट इज द लेसन लर्न? स्लो एंड स्टडी विंस द रेस. यू हैव टू राइट दिस. ओके, तो ये बड़ी सिंपल स्टोरी है, लेकिन दिस इज द वे स्टोरी इज रिटन. ओके, उसका मिडिल क्या है? मिडिल क्या है? कंपटीशन सेट हो गया, दोस्ती हुई, कंपटीशन सेट हो गया, उसने ललकारा उसको, उसने चैलेंज, पहले तो ही वॉज वेरी हेजिटेंट इन एक्सेप्टिंग द चैलेंज, एंड देन लेटर ऑन ही एक्सेप्ट्स कि ठीक है यार, ओके आई विल लूज, दैट्स ऑल. व्हाट आइंस्टीन हैज सेड दैट इफ यू आस्क एन एलिफेंट to compete with the monkey in climbing a tree, then you are not a good manager. तो खरगोश ने सोचा होगा यार, अरे कछुए ने सोचा होगा कि चलो ठीक है, ये nobody is going to laugh me, running is not my business, so let me lose this race, and he agreed. और फिर मिडिल पोर्शन में आ जाते हो. On one fine day, both of them went to a jungle near on the bank of a river, and they called a monkey, जो भी उसमें थोड़ा सा मिर्ची डालने के लिए प्लॉट में अपने, and he was with whistle, he was having a start line, he marked the start line and finish lines. Okay, and then monkey blew the whistle. है, monkey ने blew whistle किया, चले गए. आपकी स्टोरी विदाउट मंकी भी बन सकती है, बट देन इट इज अप टू यू हाउ यू टेक योर स्टोरी. So that is the way. Okay, so 3 Idiots, the subject, the story heading gives that what you are going to read inside the novel. Means there will be 3 idiots, they will be funny characters. Okay, they will be funny characters, so there will be lot of humors inside the novel. So take it for that way, any way. Okay, दिस इज न्यूज़पेपर ऑफ टूडेज न्यूज़पेपर. ये जो न्यूज़पेपर में आप सभी लोग न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ते हो, हेडिंग पढ़ करके कई बार आगे बढ़ जाते हो, क्योंकि आपको पता चल जाता है कि क्या है अंदर. बाद में टाइम मिलेगा तो आ जाएंगे. एंड इफ़ यू फाइंड हेडिंग वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग एंड वेरी न्यू, देन यू गो थ्रू. अब हमारे ख्याल से समझ नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन हेल्थ, आप लोगों के एज में समथिंग करके उसको नहीं पढ़ेगा. हमारे टाइप के लोग जो वो क्लास 60, वो डेफिनेटली इसी को पढ़ेंगे. वो ऊपर वाला फर्स्ट वाला जो योगी और उसका मोदी का नहीं पढ़ेंगे. समझे ना? ये आपका लास्ट में स्पोर्ट्स का आ गया. कहाँ गया? आज का नहीं है क्या? अच्छा, आईपीएल का नहीं है इसमें. अच्छा, ये तो आईपीएल तो रात में हुआ है ना, कल आएगा. Okay, this is a financial news. India in deficit with 9 of top 10 trading partners in financial year 24. Now, this particular heading tells all about what is going to be written here. Means India is having trading with many countries in the world. Take top 10: China, America, Germany, England. They are the top 10. Japan. India is deficit. What do you understand by deficit? Anyone? Good, Savas. Good. Imports are more That is known as deficit in terms of economy. You are graduate? And what graduate? Pardon? Math honors. Okay, good. So, in economical terms, deficit is that you are importing more and exporting less. ठीक है ना? तो हमने चाइना से $100 बिलियन का सामान हमारा ट्रेड है, जिसमें से 65 बिलियन तो हम उनसे खरीदते हैं और 35 हम उनको बेचते हैं. तो इसका रिजल्ट क्या होगा? 65 एंड 35, $30 बिलियन उनके पास हमारा सरप्लस हो गया. तो वो डॉलर टर्म में हमसे डील कर रहे हैं, तो उनके पास डॉलर सरप्लस हो गया. तो वर्ल्ड में कहीं से भी खरीद सकते हैं और हमारे यहाँ से तो आगे घुस के खरीद सकते हैं, जो चाहे खरीद सकते हैं. समझे ना? भविष्य में. ओके. यू कैन सी समथिंग. ये लाइट बंद करो. कहाँ? ये लाइट बंद करो. हाँ, ये आगे वाली. हाँ, और इसको बंद कर दो. यू कैन सी समथिंग. जस्ट हाँ, एक पेज में लिखते रहो क्या क्या आपको दिखाई पड़ रहा है. नहीं, स्टोरी नहीं लिखनी है. व्हाट ऑल थिंग्स यू कैन सी. ये सिचुएशन क्या हो रहा है वो बाद में लिखना है. पहले आपको क्या क्या दिखाई पड़ रहा है इसमें. इट्स ए वेरी डिम पिक्चर, बट ट्राई टू मेक आउट व्हाट आर योर रिसोर्सेज. ये यहाँ घड़ी कहाँ लगाई जा सकती है? वॉच घड़ी. सॉरी हाँ हाँ, ओके. 30 सेकेंड हो गया ना. चलो. Only. So observe. Now I am not going to guide you this time. There is a box there. In the box, inside the box, you must write what are the things you see. Particularly, how many characters, what are their age groups, and what other resources you see. They are in war mood, or they are depression, or there is some problem, or there is a very happy mood. वो सब आप लिख सकते हो अपने हेल्प के लिए. You are not going to get marks for that. बाद में आपको रिकलेक्ट करने के लिए वो डाटा इसमें लिख सकते हो. कुछ चीज़ें जो आप देखते हो, समझे ना. एंड उसके बाद आप हेडिंग लिखोगे, उसका एक्शन लिखोगे. एक लाइन बनी है ना नीचे बॉक्स के नीचे, उस पर एक सिंगल हेडिंग लिखोगे, लाइन लिखोगे, सब्जेक्ट लिखोगे. जैसे इस पर न्यूज़पेपर में लिखा जाता है ना टॉप में, तो वो लिखोगे. वो आप पहले भी लिख सकते हो, बाद में भी लिख सकते हो, आपके ऊपर है. एंड 10 to 12 लाइन ऑफ स्टोरी. So you will be given 30 seconds to view this picture and 4 minutes to write the story. Okay. So let me take out the timer now. Okay. You are seeing something? Not at all? Can you see something? Okay. Your 30 seconds starts. Yes, you can see lot of things. हाँ, दूर से थोड़ा अच्छा दिखाई पड़ता है, नज़दीक से नहीं दिखाई पड़ रहा है. जिसको दूर जाना से देखना एक बार देख के आ जाओ. हाँ, वो पीछे से बहुत अच्छा दिखाई पड़ रहा है. ओके, हो गया. ओके. So now timer is set to 0 and your 4 minutes starts.